And good morning. Welcome to Kelowna Now Live. It's Jason Mann with Jim Check. And our Thursday morning, we're joined as usual by Andrew up at Big White. Do we have Andrew with us?
Andrew's on the line.
I think he's on the line. We're going to bring him in. There he is. How are you, Andrew?
Good morning. I am good. How are you guys?
Very well, very well. How was your holidays?
They were great. Yeah, we had a very busy resort, and it's unfortunately I'm inside today, so I'm the unlucky one.
And you've had some new snow, so that's exciting. Actually, it's been pretty good up there the last few days, hey?
Yeah, it has. It has. So, we've now got a base of 107 centimeters, which is great. We've had an extra couple of centimeters every night for this last week, and there's some substantial snow in the forecast, which is great. We have 15 of 16 lifts are open, and the Magic Carpet area as well at Happy Valley, so that's perfect for the beginners. And then we've also got all of our. Have either of you ever been up and done the any of the tours, the snowmobiling or the tubing or the sleigh rides?
Done the tubing. Did the tubing just a few days ago, actually, which was a blast. And have done the horse and carriage ride or the sleigh ride.
Awesome.
And but have not done. You know what? I was looking at the snowmobiles when we were up there getting tickets for the tube, and I thought, you know what? That is next.
Snowmobiles.
It is
awesome.
rad. Yeah. They're great to have them back this year. We didn't have them last year, so and then the snowmobiles run out near the cross country skiing, which is open, 25 kilometers of cross country skiing, and then we've got fireworks every Saturday night at 8:15 in the village. So yeah, it's
something for everyone.
We're in the heart of winter.
Love it, love it. And with more snow on the way, everybody's got to be pretty excited about that.
That's it. We are. I hope you are too.
Indeed, we are. All right. Anything else you want to add, Andrew?
No, that's it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you up there and talking to you again next week.
Have a great day. Bye.
Alrighty. That's Andrew Daly from Big White, and the holidays up there were really, really fantastic. It's magical, really, when you're up at this world-class ski resort like that.
It's like a postcard.
It is. It is. All right. Well, we're going to move on with our news stories. The Prime Minister's office says that Justin Trudeau and the family stayed at no cost in Jamaica over the holidays.
You really have to kind of like read between the lines here, because at first they said the Prime Minister, well, they've clarified details now, because at first they said that they'd be paying for their own vacation. Mm-hmm. But now they're clarifying those details, and they said, according to the Prime Minister and his family stayed at Friends at no cost during their trip. So this time, again, it's at Friends, which began on Boxing Day. And it was reported the family would be paying. Earlier, they said they were going to be paying for their stay, but now they're staying with friends. And of course, they fly there on a big jet, but they will reimburse the Canadian people the equivalent of a commercial airline ticket for that personal travel for his family. Wish I could do that. Fly in a private jet and then just give you back like that money for a personal. So Now Media actually reached out. Our team here reached out, and we got an answer back and said that prior to the travel, to ensure that the rules were followed. So now they're disclosing more of the details, right? So there you go. They were vacationing in Jamaica last year too, 2022, and then bringing up what they say and what they do. Chrystia Freeland said earlier this year, when they was asked about the carbon tax, she said, "A fact that still shocks my dad is that I don't actually own a car because I live in downtown Toronto, and I am like 300 meters from the nearest subway. I walk, I take the subway. I make my kids walk and ride their bikes and take the subway. It's actually healthy for a family, and I can live that way." She forgot to disclose that she's billed the Canadian government $10,000 for taxi rides and limo rides. For her official chauffeur. Not many people have.
I think a subway ticket's about $1.
Not many people have, live close to their jobs, or live in a large city. Canadians, they don't have access to a chauffeur-driven limousine either. So it's kind of unfair to say those things, and then do the opposite of what you say, right? Telling Canadians that they don't even need a car. I don't know. How do you tell that people that live in, even communities like Kelowna, how do you get your kids around anymore?
But Jim, she has very important things to get to.
Right, you don't.
Okay. Yeah. And you don't obviously know. Kelowna City Council is starting off their first meeting of the year of 2024 by considering a rezoning application for an apartment building across from the Apple Bowl.
Yeah, so they're going to start off that first meeting of 2024 by considering that rezoning application. It is the properties at 1660 and 1670 Bernard Avenue, and they want to rezone that from RU4 to MF3 apartment housing. Should the council rezone or allow that rezoning request, the building, if we can pull up a picture of the building again, it'll be 101 units made of 10 studios, 44 one-bedrooms, and 42 bedrooms, and 7 three-bedrooms. So it's got a pretty good mix in there, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those are some nice-looking big balconies, too, like that.
There you go.
Dan Albus.
Another one of the columns that we get written in, Dan Albus, along with Tracy Gray, Renee Merrifield.
And I should mention, if you have, a particular hot topic that you want to write about or send us your thoughts about, your voice, we also want to hear from you. But Dan Albus says, unfortunately, starting on January 1st, 2024, there will be another round of increases to payroll deductions for employment insurance and CPP plan premiums by the federal government, making the cost of living even higher.
So your net take-home pay will be lower, and the employer will pay more as well. So right now, it'll be higher payroll taxes for the small and medium-sized businesses. And then there's a new thing for CPP. They've increased the percentage, plus they've increased the maximum. So that'll actually add more. And then furthermore, on April 1st of this year, plans to raise the federal excise tax on wine, beer, and spirits, and it'll increase by 4.7%. And then also the carbon tax will increase the federal and provincial levels in British Columbia. So, hey.
It'll cost you even more to drown your sorrows.
The sad part is, according to the newest report, 51% of Canadians said they're $200 away or less from being unable to pay all their bills at the end of the month. This is an increase from 46% in April 2023. So if they keep taking more money from you, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I don't know what to say.
Well, they're going to just keep reinvesting in Canadians. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the line? We're investing in...
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Air Canada flight was diverted after a teen assaults a family member recently. This is a Toronto to Calgary
Air Canada
flight.
flight was diverted to Winnipeg after a teenage passenger assaulted a family member. Mountie said the flight was en route from Toronto to Calgary on Wednesday afternoon when a 16-year-old boy from Grand Prairie assaulted another passenger, a relative though. Airline employees and passengers restrained the teen. He was then arrested, taken to the hospital for medical evaluation. The adult passenger was treated on the scene for minor physical injuries.
Well, it seems BC WorkSafe has been on a, I don't want to say a tear, but I mean, they've been very active lately.
$1.5 million in the last two stories anyway.
So BC Hydro has received, which is a Crown corporation, $710,000 penalty for safety issues at a dam work site. Similar story yesterday in the forestry industry, right, where the government is fining itself a fairly hefty amount.
The head is eating the tail. So there you go. They found deficiencies in the employer's practice to address welding fume hazards. In addition, the subcontract firm conducting the welding work did not have an adequate exposure control plan in place for the welding fumes. WorkSafe BC says BC Hydro, acting as the prime contractor of a multiple employer workplace, failed to establish and maintain regular compliance with safe workplace procedures. Work safety is so important for sure. I used to work in the oil field and in the lumber industry, and I can tell you right now that work safety is paramount. So most people want to get people home safe. So they got a fine of $710,000 and $488.79. I always puzzled me on the 79 cents, right? But they get it right down to the penny. And both of the violations that BC Hydro were found to make were repeated violations. So maybe that's why the hefty fine.
Right. And the Regional District of the North Okanagan adds more land to the recreational trail network.
The regional district has added to that trail. It's a 4.2 kilometer section on the former Grey Canal irrigation flume from Coldstream Ranch. The new land will be used for future recreational activities. Great. There you go.
Love those trails.
We can leave that. And if you could pull up 5 things you need to know this morning, maybe we'll cover off some of those.
Well,
there's some of Bill Jeffrey Epstein's list is being released, dribs and drabs, and some pretty famous people on that list, including former president, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and a few other people. So,
and I guess the thing to know here is at least what's been suggested is that if a name appears on this list, it doesn't necessarily mean any wrongdoing. It just means that they were on a plane.
Well, they went to the island.
Yes, they went to the
the
island. Yes, they went to the island.
Some of the people went there many times.
Yes.
Yes.
But they've tried to make a distinction.
You can scroll down there and let's see what this was just a man lunging in a courtroom. If you can go to kelownanow.com, you'll see the 5 things. We do it every weekday morning. Keep going. I think there's one at the end that keep going. Keep going. And I think it's the last one here that we're going to talk about because there's a chart that we're going to pull up here in the next thing too. So the Red Sea attacks could lead to higher prices. And if we can just pull up that next image, and I think there's a chart there that actually shows you what that is causing.
These are
it's a shipping route. It's a major shipping route,
and it's Iranian terrorists generally.
So if we look at this chart, this is the container rates that are jumping because they're going to have to go around.
Oh,
right. So obviously, and this may cause some goods to go up in price again, and we have seen some reaction from the price of oil in the last little while too, because a lot of the oil that's used in North America comes from Saudi Arabia for some strange reason, not Canada. That's weird, but hey, I don't get to make that decision. So, so what's the next one we have there? I think we're going to have some cool stuff on our EVs. Oh, this is our EV thing. This is Norway, and we see that they've crossed the point of more than 50% of their vehicles now. New ones are
Norway
EV. So 82% of all new sales are electric. And that crossover happened in 220 in Norway. Norway is actually rich in oil as well. They use that money to help their citizens. Imagine that.
Imagine that, yeah.
Crazy.
You look at the quality of life in some of those Nordic countries, and it's really
it's
good.
plain crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then this one's for Marcy.
Oh.
A hot pink Cybertruck. That looks pretty shiny.
Yeah, it is.
Is there a... Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Wow.
That's a mirror image finish on that. Whoa. Marcy's grinning ear to ear. Well, that is pretty sweet, though, right? That'll get you some notice. I guess wherever they drive these Cybertrucks, it draws crowds.
Oh yeah.
Even people driving McLarens pull over and want to take a picture with it. So. And I think we had another. Did we have one more? No, we're done. Look at that. We're done.
Move to the weather forecast.
Weather.
All right.
Whether or not you want it or not.
Here you go. Brought to you by ATB Wealth. Realize your vision of wealth at atb.com/wealth. Kelowna for Thursday, January 4th. We're expecting more showers throughout the day, possibly. Definitely have low hanging clouds right now. And as the temperatures drop this evening, we'll see some flurries possibly down to around -3. There we are looking out the window right now. Now let's take a look up at the roads. This one is heading towards Calgary. That is the Rogers Pass image there. It's really the worst section. There's mostly wet and bare sections heading along that route, but up at the top peaks, it's still pretty sloppy. And then over to the west coast, it is actually quite a bit worse. This is actually Brenda Mines, and it just gets worse at the top. So take care if you're heading in either direction.
Again, winter tires.
And winter tires, leave a little extra time.
Just on that webcam image that we show out of our office, you can actually go on kelownanow.com and you can pull up that webcam and you can make a time lapse yourself. Like you can create your own time lapse out of that and you can go back days and stuff like that so you can kind of see that. It's kind of a cool thing.
It is.
Lots of people from around the world actually use it. So.
All right. So for tomorrow, as we head into the weekend, just a mix of sun and cloud and high of 2. It's kind of going to be an off and on again kind of weather forecast. Saturday, expecting snow flurries, which will be great for Big White. And then Sunday, well, if it holds true, Bluebird Sunshine Ski Day with sunshine and a high of -2. Then back to snow on Monday with -4.
That'd be the coolest we've had so far this year if we get down to that -6, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So that's your weather forecast for ATB Wealth and your roads for CSN Collision.
So we're going to do that goal setting today. We're going to sit down, and Marcy's going to join us, and we're going to set some goals. If you want to follow along,
bring along some paper and
bring along some ambition.
some thoughts. We'll take you through sort of some guided questions and get you thinking about different aspects of your
Maybe
life.
some questions you want to email in first.
Yeah,
You
for
can.
sure. Yeah.
We had a nice comment on our live stream yesterday. They said they love the quirkiness and the mistakes even, and that we just roll with it. So there you go. All our mistakes are intentional.
I'm gonna say, yeah. It's not a highly polished event here, but
we're authentic.
We are that. And it's great. Great way to kind of stay on top of what's happening. So.
Until 2:00, and then again at 4:00 we'll be back with the 4 p.m. news. Until then, take care. Have a great day.